Launched in 2017, Loopmasters Loopcloud sample browser application and its partner plugin have progressed through 3 major version updates, the latest of which is without doubt the most individually significant so far. With the addition of a full-on audio editor, Loopcloud 4.0 grants the ability to completely redesign loops and one-shots entirely within the app and export them directly to your DAW via drag and drop. It's very impressive stuff, and in this hands-on we'll take a tour of that, as well as the rest of the software's features and functions. The Loopcloud application serves as a window onto the Loopcloud store, where you can buy samples and virtual instruments from Loopmasters and other labels, your Loopcloud account, where those samples and presets are browsed, auditioned and downloaded, and your own locally added samples. The last 2 of these are merged in the library view, and switching between that and the store view is done using the 2 so-named buttons at the top right. The majority of Loopcloud's functionality is the same no matter which view you're in. So, the main browser panel shows all your bought and manually added samples and presets, or the Loopcloud store, and selecting a sample in either with the play button engaged previews it from the server or your hard drive, depending on whether or not you've downloaded it yet. Loopcloud-based sample packs are represented as the same folder and file hierarchies you'd get if you downloaded them direct from the Loopmasters website, with a range of property tags, instruments, genre, key and tempo and more, listed for every folder and file. The menus at the top enable filtering by these properties, making it easy to narrow the contents of the window down to the type of sound you're searching for. And these tags can of course be edited. Setting and filtering of favourites and a navigation history panel make returning to samples that caught your ear earlier a snap. If the selected sample is in your library but not yet downloaded, the preview is streamed at lower quality than the actual source. Downloading the full quality file to your operating system or a track in your DAW is done by simply dragging it out of the app or clicking the Download HQ File button to import it to the folder set in the Loopcloud preferences. The latter technique then gives you the option to drag and drop the file with or without any processing applied within the app, which we'll come back to shortly. If you're in the store and the sample is one that you don't yet own, the preview is watermarked with ambient noise for anti-piracy purposes.
Remember when you felt that first connection?
The price of the currently selected pack, folder or sample is shown in the right-hand panel, and clicking Buy Pack or Buy Item pays for it with your purchased Loopcloud points, adds it to your library and downloads it.
Remember when you felt that first connection? Feel it in your heart and in your soul.
To add non-Loopcloud sourced sounds to the browser, click the plus button and navigate to the folder you want to include. Loopcloud analyzes the contents and automatically assigns tags such as key and BPM and instrument tags based on file names. Again, you can add to these tags as you see fit. The controls at the bottom of the Loopcloud interface affect preview playback and optionally export rendering, and really come into their own when used in conjunction with the Loopcloud plugin, so let's get that fired up before we go any further. With the Loopcloud app running, loading the Loopcloud plugin instrument in your DAW automatically connects the two and syncs the preview engine in the app to your DAW's project tempo. When not connected to the plugin, the BPM field sets itself to the tempo of the selected sample and can be freely adjusted from 40 to 240 BPM and doubled or halved at a click. Triggering the plugin with the note C3 plays any loop selected in the app at project tempo. While one-shots automatically map to their tagged root note for melodic play up and down the keyboard. And with Loopcloud being a plugin instrument like any other, you can process its output with effects in the host DAW should you wish. So, with live MIDI input or a MIDI clip playing in your DAW, auditioning any number of loops or one-shots in the context of your project is as easy as flipping through them in the app, then dragging in the one you want when you've made your choice. Onto the rest of those preview controls then. The pitch knob enables up to an octave of transposition up or down, while the auto pitch option automatically shifts the sample to the key specified in the menu below. The pattern menu offers a selection of playback sequences and cycle lengths, which can be used to shorten or extend loops and automatically trigger one-shots, kicks, snares, hi-hats, percussion, etc. rhythmically in the context of a track. You can create and add your own patterns using Loopcloud 4.0's new loop editor, which is our next port of call. The loop editor brings a whole new creative angle to Loopcloud, adding the ability to slice, rearrange and edit loops prior to export. It all happens in the waveform view, which can now be resized and zoomed, with editing operations snapped to the underlying grid or not, as determined by the grid setting. The handles at the top of the waveform are used to set the preview start point and loop range, while the palette of tools in the edit section provides a very capable array of audio editing options. With the scissors tool selected, clicking the waveform cuts it at that point, splitting it into two regions. Regions are then resized, shifted left and right, and copied with the drag tool, which also adjusts their volumes up and down via the horizontal beam, and applies fades by dragging the triangular handles in the top corners. The slip tool, meanwhile, slides the contents of a region rather than the region itself left and right. And clicking regions with the mute and reverse tools does exactly what you'd expect of them. Undo and redo are in place should you make any mistakes. Having reshaped your sample to perfection in the loop editor, dragging it out to your DAW or operating system from the Process button makes all your edits, slicing and rearrangement, level adjustment and fade, mutes and reverses, start point and loop range, into the resulting clip. Powerful stuff. Edits persist through sample selection changes too, so switching between loops in the browser leaves all your cuts and changes where they are, applying them consistently no matter what the sample, until the pattern reset button is clicked. And, as touched on earlier, the loop editor can also be used to create custom patterns. Load a one-shot, copy it out across any time range to create a groove, edit to taste with the loop editor's tools, and click the Save Pattern button to add it to the pattern menu. Facilitating surprisingly detailed tailoring of loops before they even reach your DAW, the loop editor is a fantastic addition to Loopcloud's feature set, making it far more than just a convenient librarian and shopfront. And that concludes our hands-on overview of Loopcloud 4.0, which you can download for free at loopcloud.net. Thanks for watching.